The president of Mexico is in Sacramento today on the second day of his two-day tour of California. He's coming at the invitation of Governor Jerry Brown, but he'll also be met with vocal protesters. KCRA3's Shara Shams joins us live now in Sacramento with a look at what's happening right now. Sharo?
And what's happening outside here live in downtown, Lisa, is the president of Mexico, Enrique Peña Nieto, is arriving here under very tight security with two groups of protesters out here at this hour. Behind me, that white tent that you see is set up for a luncheon. That's where Nieto will appear with Governor Jerry Brown. Now, one block to the west, and I'm sure you can hear it in the background on 8th and N Streets, is where those protests are happening. I want you to take a look at this video. This is an up-close look at some of the vehicles that have arrived out here, black SUVs, tinted windows. We've been expecting the president of Mexico to step out of one of those vehicles. We haven't seen that happen yet, and so no official word on if he's arrived yet or if he's still on his way. This is what he'll be greeted with. Take a look. The most vocal of the protesters out here are a group demanding the release of U.S. Marine Sergeant Andrew Tamaresi from a Mexican prison. The U.S. veteran allegedly transported guns across the border and was captured in Mexico. His supporters saying he's innocent. One of those supporters, State Assemblyman Tim Donnelly, who says that when Governor Brown was in Mexico, he should have asked then for that Marine's release.
Several weeks ago, Governor Brown and a number of legislators went to Mexico. They never even asked about Sergeant Andrew Tamaresi. They didn't ask publicly. I inquired, and they said they didn't ask privately. And so I wasn't going to sit down and break bread with Andrew's captors. And I felt like we need to take a stand. This is a man who put his life on the line for our freedom.
Now, back out here live, these are not the issues that we expect Mexican President Nieto to talk about today. He has come to California to talk with Jerry Brown and to talk with Californians about climate change, about how California and Mexico can help each other's economies, and of course about immigration reform, something that he made huge headlines talking about when he appeared in Los Angeles today. Much more on all of that, including a visit that the Mexican president will pay to the state legislature today on later editions of KCRA3. For now, we're live here in downtown Sacramento. I'm Shara Shams, KCRA3 News.
But overall, Shara, would you say everything's been pretty peaceful right there, even though there are a lot of people out there vocalizing their opinions?
Yeah, Lisa, they're loud, but yeah, we haven't seen any scuffles among the protesters out here. And I told you that there are two different crowds of protesters out here. Those who are standing up in support of Sergeant Andrew Tamaresi, that Marine sergeant who is in a Mexican prison, and then those who are here really opposing the Mexican president's policies on entirely different issues. But we haven't seen any clashes between those two groups.
All right, Shara Shams, thanks for the live report from downtown Sacramento today. Now, Nieto's visit today will impact traffic in downtown Sacramento. These streets are expected to be closed until 3 p.m. this afternoon. N Street between 7th and 9th Streets, northbound 8th Street between P Street and Capitol Mall, southbound 9th Street between L and O Streets, and northbound 10th Street between N and L Streets. Again, these roads are expected to open at 3, but be aware there will also be rolling street closures in the area as well.